that Nashville is not the same that it was. Everything changes, but it doesn't change the fact that this is definitely a hub of places, a place to be. And I run into artist after artist after artist that needs my help or somebody's help, and I'm just a really nice guy and I know how to sell myself. So, hey, like, well, I can bring you, the best players in town that are playing on the hot records right now, and you'll get a great mix. And you know what? You're gonna have fun doing it, and you're gonna eat donuts. You're gonna experience dick and fart jokes. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a really really good time. And yeah, they kind of being in town, and I don't feel like I could go to North Dakota and do what I'm doing now. Like
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, you've been
where's
in
Fred from?
Nashville for what, about 15, 16 years? Has Nashville changed from the time you got there until now?
Sure, absolutely. It used to be a little bit more cool, I guess. It used to be more lived in. Like there used to be more. There's still a lot of just really cool traditional country music, and people are still doing all the cool things, but I guess it's just less talked about. And you got a lot of people, that a lot of developers that have moved in and kind of bought up some iconic studio spaces. There's some, a bunch of buildings downtown that went up, the artist bars that have gone up. People want to complain about, it's like, oh, they're just in it to make money. It's like, yeah, duh. Yeah.
So is everybody. Everybody's in it to make money. It's the point.
Dude, it is. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah, you either shit or get off the pot.
What's your daily life like when you start working on music? What does your day look like? Look
Actually,
looks like looks like freights.
actually, no, you too. It's the three of you. No, so it depends. So I'm getting better and faster at my job. So that
Okay.
gives me a little bit more time some mornings to go fishing. So that's been a big
So
piece of my
fishing
life
is one of
lately.
your passions. You've mentioned it a couple times so far. It's one of your passions, isn't it?
I mean, I'm not like super good at it, and I'm like 2 months into being back to fishing after 25 years. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. So maybe two or three days out of the week, I'll go, like, I usually drop the children off about 6:30, 6:40, and then I'll go get some biscuits, and then I'll go to the lake and fish for a couple hours before I clock in here.
That's awesome.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she said, I was about to say, you better be honest about the fishing in the mornings. Oh, she knows. She's got my location. She can see me at the lake.
Tommy has offered some nude fishing lessons in New York if you want to
Like
fly out.
not here. Not
Done.
this account. Not this account. Not this account.
There we go.
He
Sorry.
said, not this account.
Not this account.
So, can I ask a question real quick? So, we'll probably talk more about the production side of Ben and what you do and how you fix and mend people's songs. I listen to you sometimes in the morning and you're adding one little lick, one little guitar chord, you're turning up one little vocal piece up, down. And so we hear all that, we see all that, but what is something that you've worked on that you're passionate about? That is a project that was all about you doing it, or a song that you wrote that was
Oh, there's a good one.
emotional to you, that's something that fit your life that it's hard to even think about. Like, what is something that's just been?
Well, I don't know if it really like relates to my life. I write a lot of fiction, and like I don't know why, but man, I can write a killer song about um you know mm,
Yeah.
of your I have no none of those tendencies, but for whatever reason, I can write a killer song about that. But a lot of this fiction, it's all fiction. But I'm pretty sure he's in here, but Caleb Shirley is the artist on our label, on CMG Catalyst Music Group. And man, I put this song together called "Burning Beautiful Bridges." And I mean, I was just kind of throwing some ideas out, and some song titles, and just kind of playing around with stuff that I had just written down in notes. He's like, "Oh, he's in here."
Yeah, he's on there. Just give him a
He's got a
follow.
new girlfriend. He didn't really talk to me a lot right now. He's got a new girlfriend. Um,
You always lose your
but
friends when they get
that's
new girlfriends. Larry.
that's right. That's right.
Larry.
Good thing I got paperwork on him.
Larry, not on this
Maple.
That's
account.
right. That's right. You own me, bruh. I mean, I own you, bruh. It's a 60-40 deal in his favor. So I'm sure people
So
are.
he's winning.
Yeah, he's definitely winning. You know, if we
Awesome.
when we start making money, that'd be great. But Burning Beautiful Bridges by Caleb Shirley is one of those where, you know, I sent him the demo and he was like, dude, what is this? And I said, it's a song, man. What do you think? You want to cut it? And he's like, dude, absolutely. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of, it fleshed itself out. And then he had the idea of going down to Mississippi State and using his old choir director. Any songs rock and roll?
His old choir director is in like in the song.
Yeah, so they got the students of the Caleb, help me out. What's that thing? It's the vocal program, the classically trained opera students at Mississippi State. And we got, I don't know, maybe about 20 of the students to spread out and record on his song. So when you get to the end of the song, that's an actual choir, and his old choir director is leading the choir with me tracking it with headphones on. It was a brilliant
That's
moment.
very cool. That's very cool.
It's actually really, really neat. And then you just get your absolute face melted at the end. Like there's some guitar stuff that I did at the end that I don't know what I did or if I can recreate it.
I look
And
forward
then
to hearing it.
his guitar player, Brandon Ledbetter, is like, why? I was like, I don't know, dude, just figure it out. you'll, you'll be all right.
Good default.
So, do you think? I know that it seems like you're really hands on. I know you're really skilled with a lot of different instruments. Has AI impacted now how people are being, like trained or very skillful in instruments? Are they relying too much on AI?
I mean, as far as the instruments go, I mean, I can tell within half a second if something's an AI demo. I would say the instrument thing, not really.
Is it more on the sound songwriting?
More on the songwriting thing. So I'm gonna out a lot of folks here. Y'all ready? So what you can do is you can go to ChatGPT or your pick of AI program. Excuse me. Excuse me. And you can type in, say, hey, I want to write a song about this, this, and this, make this person fall in love with this person, and then make them break up, and then one of them dies, and then you go to, their gravestone, and I want the song to be called, At the Grave. And then ChatGPT will spit you out 4 or 5 different versions. You copy and paste that sucker, and you take it over to Suno and just copy and paste it in there and press print. We could do it right now, and it'll spit you out a song. And then like the AI demos, they all sound pretty good. So you send that to people like me. I'm a publisher and a producer, and I have all these people that are sending me these AI demos, and some of them every once in a while are like, okay, that's pretty cool, but most of them it's
The same crap. It's all the
it's
same crap essentially, right?
it's not even the same crap. It's just terrible. They're just not very well written
In
songs, and
in what
who
in
they
what way
are.
terrible is it?
Like
The
the
framing
hooks
of the
won't
song.
land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the arranged AI makes really really terrible decisions when it comes to it is junk jaded. Um, not all of it is junk, honestly. Um, it like the ending of the hook won't rhyme. Like it just won't land. They'll be like, I went down the other day and down I saw my mom, and I'm like, no, no, this isn't like this. Like I
It didn't
get it.
land.
This is cool. Like I know the mix sounds really cool, or you think the mix sounds really cool, but this isn't a song yet. So there's a lot of repair work to do. And whenever a new client comes in, I welcome. I normally want to hear an iPhone demo. I want to hear the raw thing, and my guys in the studios, they want to hear the raw thing too, so that they don't have any preconceived notions of what the guitar player did on the AI demo or what the drums were doing or these weird stops and then singing in the stratosphere. We don't want any of that, but we still will entertain it. There's just a lot of straightening out, like. It makes burping fan is back. That guy's great. Shout out, and we already know that burping fan. We know that.
Yeah, we're all here to buy.
That's right. Um, there's a lot of fixing that has to happen with it. You know, I think it's only going to get better. You know, I mean, there's a there's a lot of things that I've used the AI platforms for, but you know, it's mainly to kind of get a demo, see what this would sound like, maybe get a different idea of what a vocalist would do. You know, kind of be in somebody else's mind, or you know, it's probably just all demonic at the end of the day, to tell you the truth.
Interesting. Good, Freight.
Are your parents proud of you?
Oh yeah,
What were they like growing up when you were trying to? I mean, did this start early when you were young, playing instruments,
17.
and so you're getting close to the age of maybe moving out? And did they say, "Oh, Ben, you're not going to make a living doing this"?
Well, of course. You know, it was man. There were a few moments there. Um, of course, you know, you pick up a guitar and you come home and should I tell you about how that happened? Should I
Yeah,
go into that?
Go for it.
So I was sitting there. My buddy Matt Mitchell lived next door. Great guy, really cool guy. Had a lot of kids. Loves his wife. Had a lot of kids. Huge nerd, just like me. We would play video games together. And one Christmas, he gets a guitar, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, he's never gonna play that thing. like, like he's nerdy, but he's not cool nerdy, like to like pick that thing up and play it. So he's playing Superman on N64, and I said, hey man, while you're doing that, there was a one player game, and I was getting kind of bored. So I said, can I take that thing out of the case and like just tinker with it? And he's like, yeah, just don't break it. I'm like, cool, okay. He's like, dude, that thing was really expensive. My mom got it for me for Christmas. I'm like, wow. He goes, yeah, she paid like $300.
New
I was like,
guitar.
dude, like crazy. So I take it out. There was a book in there too, you know, of like chords, and I just opened it up to the first page, and like there's some chords, and I said, okay, well, looks pretty easy. You just put your finger here, 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 and here, and I did that. He was like, dude, how'd you learn? Do you play guitar? And I said, no. I said, I just learned that right there. He goes, you just learned that right here? I said, yeah, it's all written down right here. It's literally black and white. It's ink on paper here. And then one thing just kind of led to the next. And, you know, 5 months later, you know, I had played Eruption at the at the high school talent show. And, you know, a 5 month, 6 month in guitar player really shouldn't be able to do cool stuff like that yet, unless you're just nerdy about it and you're just kind of like, you know, just always beating it up. I never put that thing down. And then I was in my bands, you know, I found, you know, the natural progression is you find people that are going to the school with you that play instruments, you know. So I found a drummer, you know, and I found my one of my good best friends was our bass player, and he was terrible. You know, I wasn't really that great in a band. You know, it's a little bit of a different mindset. But we just started writing songs and doing the thing, and I swear to you, like we were going to be the next Blink 182. We played pop punk, and we were terrible. We were the absolute worst. There's videos, I need to find them, where literally every person on stage is in a different tuning.
In a
real quick
different
follow up
tuning.
question. Sorry, go ahead. You know,
No, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna
Interesting.
say, what was your first guitar, and do you still have it?
I don't. Well, that's a lie. Hang on.
All right. Hey, while he says that, guys, thank you for joining us here. We're doing an interview with Mr. Ben Miller. He's a musician, artist, part of a
That's it.
platinum selling band. There's his first guitar. Make sure you give
That's
him a
it right
follow.
there.
Make sure you give all the co-hosts here a follow also. How old is that guitar?
Oh, 1999, something like that.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it was brand new. It was 79.99. You know, I mean, it is an absolute junk guitar. You know, and I got my like SpongeBob stickers on it. And
Hey,
when
as
I
long as
moved
you
out of
loved it,
that,
you played it. You loved it and you played it.
yeah, you know, it's just where it started. You know, but shortly after that, you know, my dad was always very supportive if I ever got into artistic things. You know, like I was really into playing hockey. I was really into playing basketball and anything that I wanted to do. Oh, and golf too. Anything I ever wanted to do, he just kind of facilitated. You know, he was like, "Hey, like we're gonna go do this dang thing." So about I don't know, 2 months of playing on that junker. He brought me to the music store and uh, we bought a Fender American Strat. It was American Deluxe Strat and um, what was that? A Fender something chorus. It was the amplifier, and that was it, man. Dude, I was just absolutely hooked. And you know what? What's funny is people a lot of the time change their tastes over time, but I'm still just a Strat guy at heart. I have a yeah, I resonate with that flavor the most. Like Jimi Hendrix, SRV, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Mark Knopfler, all the Strat guys, John Mayer. I'm definitely one of those guys, but bit of a chameleon. But they were very proud. They were always very proud, and there was a change where like I was putting so much time and effort into being part of these like terrible bands that I was in. I'm sorry if they're listening, but we were bad guys. We were very bad. The second band, not so bad. Just really great big riff energy. It's fun. We just knew that we were going to make it. We knew that we were going to do big things. And I had at the time I was a Florida Merit Scholar. I got a scholarship to University of South Florida from Sickles High School, and there's a pretty good reason how I got that scholarship, and I'll tell you if you want me to. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Uh, so
How much did you
so
cheat the system?
oh, 100%.
Okay.
It's not
So I
cheating,
thought.
honestly.
I mean, you won, so they didn't take it back. You're good.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. So the
Yep.
junior year, I was taking like AP courses and honors courses and just stressing out. So I bumped myself down to just boom, boom math, boom, boom English, boom, boom everything. I took all of the easiest courses that I could possibly take in my senior year because I was like, oh, let's face it, this is not going to go be a doctor. This is not going to go save lives in the way that like somebody opens somebody up and switches a heart out or something is going to save lives. It's going to be a little different. So I ended up just breezing through, getting straight A's the entire time, and I graduated with a pretty awesome GPA, and they gave me a scholarship for it. And I went to college. 2 years in, I lost that scholarship trying to play music. So of course they're pissed. Parents are really upset. I lost that
Yeah.
scholarship. You always know if my dad's really pissed off if he's tucking his shirt in. And the day that I had to tell him like, hey, like I haven't been going to class. He just starts tucking his shirt in. I was like, oh shoot, he's pissed. But they were always just really, really proud. And it wasn't long after that to when I re-linked up with some old friends of mine, and he said, "Hey, man, what are you doing Saturday night?" And I said, "I don't know, nothing." It's like I'm 22 years old. What the hell am I gonna do? I'm not gonna do anything. And he said, "Why don't you you still play guitar?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Why don't you bring your guitar and an amp to Pretty girlfriend right now. He's gonna laugh at this, I guarantee it. When we signed him, I figured he would be more country than he than he is, and he was. I was like, "Well, what do you want this next one to be?" He's like, "I don't know, man, dude. I'm thinking like Stained." I'm like, "Oh, okay. So, all right, we're gonna do that. Okay, we're just gonna go, just full on like dad butt rock kind of thing, but with a country thing." And it works out. It's actually really really good. So he's kind of the focus on that. As a producer, just kind of getting to the point where I can charge kind of the median right now, but I don't have any hits. When I have hits, I can kind of get more in depth with what I can bring to my clients. With a name with at least a little bit of success behind it. I've done a lot of songs. I have a huge Spotify playlist of stuff that I've produced and mixed and mastered and done all that, but it's just kind of one after the other. It's my wife will tell you this, man. I go in and out of these phases where it's really hard for me to care. It's extremely difficult for me to find stuff to care about professionally. Like when I think about my personal life, it's like being a husband, being a father, um, being a son, anything like that, that's easy. I care about all that kind of stuff. Being a friend to you guys, I care about that, right? That's easy. That's really easy to care about. But when it comes to my professional life, it's not that it's ups and downs. It's just one of those, what am I doing kind of things. And the conclusion that I end up with is I'm serving. I'm serving the people, and I might be serving the people more than I'm serving the people that are listening to those people. Like it might be an extremely personal relationship, which I mean, Caleb will tell you. I have a really, really close relationship with pretty much everybody that I get in my studio or that I work with or write a song with, and there's always something that comes out of that, and I think that's kind of where it is. So as far as like what's the next step, yeah, get Caleb on the road, get Caleb some movement because I have no idea what I'm doing as a label owner. I just know that he's really talented and a really great person, and I'm making all the music pro bono,
You
and
want him to get
just
out
kind of.
there. You want him to get
I
out
mean,
there. You want him to get some notoriety.
yeah, I mean, because dude's a badass, man. He's really, really great. He's a classically trained opera singer that sings country hard rock. I mean, the guy's just chef's kiss, man. The first time I ever heard him sing, I was like, man, this kid's got it, man. And he's young too. Too bad he's ugly. That might be the problem.
Real quick, a
Who's
follow up, Ben. How much of it is being in the right place at the right time? How much of it is the songs that are being written, the artist, the look? I mean, we hear all the time, studio artist, studio artist. Can Jelly Roll really sing, or is it auto tune? I mean, what is it that makes you jump to that next level? Is it luck? Is it just repetition and keeping in the game and doing it?
depends, man. How much of the occult sciences do you believe in?
Uh oh. You have to take a blood oath.
No, I mean, but you got to think, man. Like there was uh there was one moment that Ella Langley's very very big right now, and before she like kind of started shooting up to the sky, I told her, I said, hey, I said, whatever you do, I said, don't drink the juice. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, just don't drink the juice. Don't do any of this like weird satanic stuff. If they ask you to do weird satanic stuff, just don't do it, okay? She's like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but okay. But who knows? I don't know what that looks like. I've never been approached or with anything like that. I've never had any success like that, outside of a touring musician. But I don't know. I think there is something to, the fact that, like when Satan brought Jesus up to the mountain and he said, I'll give you all these kingdoms. I'll give you everything that you can see. Jesus didn't say like, no, you can't. They're not yours. Because he's the prince of this world, apparently. And it's a weird thing to think about. When you think about these people that are upper echelon, the elites, the ones that are, getting in trouble with the whole list and whatnot, and doing weird things with, A113 and like all of that kind of stuff. Like what's that? Can you have everything if you pledge your allegiance to, some kind of dark force? Is it that? Or, like when I was playing with Riley, he was just a incredible songwriter, and I mean, the dude's like the Greek god of country music singers. Like, I mean, that dude's got a 35 pack. That dude's beautiful. And like all the girls want to come see him play, which makes all the guys want to be at the shows. You know, so I don't know. I think there's a little bit of an X factor, and then there's a little bit of like we have to make this kind of work. Like Jelly Roll's been doing it for such a long time. He's kind of had his rap career and all that stuff and that I was never really a fan of. Um, I knew a bunch of people that worked with him, like Ryan Nelson and Stu Stapleton and all those guys that kind of came up in those circles. Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard it either, Tammy. That came up in those circles, and then next thing the whole Black Eye Club. Are you familiar with that? Where they show up with they say they put the Vril in, whatever. These people always seem to go to like mega success after that, so I really don't know. I don't think he's that talented. I think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, man. I think as much as I don't like the guy, Cheeto down there, he's like, what about Upchurch? And I think, I hate to say it, I think Upchurch is right about a few things.
I think Upchurch
But
is talented also.
I think he's very talented. I think he's a little crazy, but in like the right way. Where he's like, nobody's gonna mess with me. I'm out here just the backwoods and just doing my thing. It's like, but he did like, what did he just say? I'm like, man, I don't know about this. I'm gonna scroll, but I don't know. But then there's the X factor. Like, you get guys like Chris Stapleton. Okay, like if you sit in a room and just listen to that guy sing, it's oh, well, there it is. Like, wow, that guy's absolutely incredible. But then again, you got guys like Dave Kennedy. You guys ever heard of Dave Kennedy?
No,
No, sounds just like him. He's great.
really.
Look up a song called $3 Wine. By Dave Kennedy. First time I ever heard that guy sing, it was myself, Riley Green, Eric. Oh my gosh, what's Eric's last name?
I don't
Oh,
know.
they would kill. Oh, they would kill me. Dave Kennedy, Channing Tatum. Man, I can't remember Eric's last name.
Dylan.
Big song, Eric Dillon. That's it.
Thank you, Chelsea. Appreciate you.
Who else? Yeah, that's right. She was there. She was there that night. But we all get on stage and they're singing their songs. And I remember Dave Kennedy opening up his mouth and singing. And we just looked at each other. And I said, wow, what in the world? He had that kind of Chris Stapleton thing. And, he's in the
Strong
industry.
voice.
People know who he is. Oh, Adam Hood was there too. That was probably one of my favorite moments of my life.
I was just going to ask you that. What's one of your proudest moments you've had? What's your proudest moment you've had so far in music?
In music, okay, that makes it a little less difficult. Um,
Fine. What's your most disappointing moment in music?
there weren't really many like disappointing moments. I mean, the way I got on Jamie Lynn's gig was funny. I got the call to. I guess I'll tell the whole story. So I ended up playing with a guy named Jimmy Alcock,
Mhm.
and he's a drummer. He's a really great drummer. He currently plays for Mitchell Tenpenny, and he came out and played with this artist that I played with, first artist that I played with in Nashville, named Cody Purvis. He shows up. I don't know why I did this, but as soon as he got out of his van, I said, "Are you Jimmy?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you Ben?" I said, "Yeah." I went to shake his hand. Instead of shaking his hand, I pinched his nipple. I've never met this guy. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, she was
Something
like,
told you
"Buckle
to
up for
do it.
this one." Something told me to do it, and he goes, "Did you just do that?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I guess I kind of did. I said, "You're just filling in on this gig, right?" And he goes, "Dude, that was amazing. I've never had a introduction like that." And I was like, "Well, let's get loaded in for this rehearsal." So then 6 months go by, and I just wanted to make him laugh. We hit it off. Like he became a very, very quick friend, and still to this day, one of my yeah, I nerfed him. Still to this day, one of my closest friends. That whole band, we still talk to each other all the time. Um, 6 months later or so, I just sent him a text message out of nowhere, on my little like flip phone. They used to make fun of me. Just so I said COCK with an exclamation point, all capital letters, because his last name is Elcock. And he texts back, ha ha ha, hey, do you play dobro? And I didn't at the time, but we're going text, so I wasn't like, yeah, and he could like tell that I'm lying. So I just said yes. And he's like, "Oh, what do you play dobro, banjo, and mandolin?" He's like, "I need somebody." And when people in Nashville are asking you those kind of questions, they have cards that they're like, "Does this person do this?" Nope, go to the next person. So I knew he's looking for somebody. And so I said, "Yeah, sure." I'm kind of thinking dobro is the only thing I've never touched in my life. I kind of play a little banjo. A mandolin is a fretted instrument. I can figure that out. And he's like, "Do you sing?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I sure do." He's like, "What about like regular guitar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, some." So he said, "Well, cool. Um, I'm actually putting it together a band for Jamie Lynn Spears, and we're going to go do a whole bunch of touring this summer. Are you interested?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Just send me the songs." He's like, "Cool. We're going to audition on Monday." Dude, it was Friday, and I'd never touched this dobro ever in my life. It's sitting over there. And I get home and open my email, and there are like 5 or 6 songs that I'm supposed to learn by Monday. But before that, I turned to the guy at the music store. He called me on the music store phone. I hung up the phone. I turned to the gay dude who sold the acoustic guitars, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I just got a call for an audition. I think I want to take it." And he was like, "Okay, one, you need to calm down. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you need to take this. This is a dobra." And I said, "What about like the bar?" And he goes, "Take the bar. Here's the bar." And I said, "Well, what about like the finger picks?" And he goes, "No, no, 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 no." He's like, just use a regular pick. You'll be fine. Just go do your best. You'll be okay." So I get home and I start going through these songs, and the first song is in G. Well, that dobro's tuned to G, and I'm a pretty talented person. I'm gonna figure it out. So that audition came by, and we auditioned for her producers, Corey Crowder, at the time. And he goes, "Man, Jamie Lynn is gonna." Hey, Jeff. Jeff's a great singer, by the way. Uh,
I might give him a follow
also,
too.
also loves the
Also,
Holy Spirit, man. Loves the Holy Spirit. Um,
we'll give Jeff
he
a
goes,
follow
"Man,
also.
Jamie Lynn is gonna shit when she sees how good these guys are." And I'm sitting over there, like just twiddling my thumbs, like did he just say that? He thinks we're good. Like he think, oh, he's. I think I got this, man. Like I've only been playing dobro for 3 days. Well, I think I did this,
You
folks.
faked it till you made it. That's awesome.
I'm the king of that, man. And then one thing led to the next. We left to we auditioned. We played with Jamie Lynn the next day, and she loved everything, and we all sang together and played together, and we had a bonfire that night. Oh, the funny thing is, at the time, Jimmy had already kind of put that band together because when he was texting me, he was in the car with Tyler Tomlinson, who now plays for Morgan Wallen, and Mike Riley, who has played for Haley Witters for the last like 4 or 5 years. Just on the top of the world, and Jimmy. So those three guys were in there. We're in the car together, coming back from a gig playing with a guy named Cole Taylor, who's written a lot of hit songs, and they just needed the tall grizzly guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Freight, what do you got?
Yeah.
Tell me something about your wife. I know that she's really important to you, and I know that you always say nice things about her in our texts and stuff. But what makes her so special to you, and how did y'all meet?
Well, we met. Um, Man, it's hard not to say nice things about my lovely wife. One, absolute 6'5" smoke show. I'm kidding. She's very tall like me, but she's like 6'1", I think. Absolute smoke show of a woman, but like man, she's just so smart. Like 180 IQ. You know, she's just up there, figure stuff out. Really, really cares. Like you know, like I left a really, really long relationship prior to meeting her because like I was like, man, I know I'm never gonna put a ring on this woman's finger, and I know she was a lot older than me, and I said, you know what, I know that this woman is never gonna bear my children either, and I want to be a dad so bad. When I met her, it was almost like I don't know, it was I saw the whole thing, and it just kind of fell out right there. I met her from the stage. Did I ever tell you that, Freight?
Mm-mm.
So I was playing with
You,
Riley. Yeah, she was she was in the stage, or
Wow.
she was in the crowd, um, and she was standing up above everybody with this low cut green shirt. I was it was kind of similar to this, and she was holding these two beer mugs, and with her bleach blonde hair. I said, "Wow, you know what? Yeah." There's a video on YouTube where you can see us meeting.
hell
Somebody
yeah.
had an iPhone video where they're just iPhoning
The
Riley
concert.
playing a song. Yeah, and you could see us flirting and looking around people, and I'm throwing guitar picks at her and whatnot. And then next thing you know, 3 months later, she had a ring on her finger, and a year later, we were married. A year later than that, we were had our first child, and then 3 years later, we had Maverick. What was that? It's
Oh,
hard. It's hard not to say anything incredible about her because she's very, very incredible. You know.
that's very cool. Normally, from what I understand, being in music and being in a relationship, it's a hard life overall, especially if you're touring, right?
Sure, but you know she always says it like this. She's like, "Well, that's what you were doing when I met you." She's like, "I already do." And you know, my dad always says that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So you know, we would, I would, I was, I was kind of, I was a little bit homeless at the time, just kind of living out of my car until some friends figured out that I was living in my car and made me sleep on their floor. So I would drive back to Nashville, get on the bus, and tour, and then I would drive back and I would sleep at the in the bank parking lot. And then when Dave Elder found out that I was doing that, I slept on his floor. And when I met her, I would go back, sleep on his floor, go out with Riley for 3 or 4 shows, come back, and then I would drive down to Birmingham, which is where we met, and cultivate the relationship. And then one thing led to another. Hey, well, we really love each other, and I moved in with her. That was it. And then just a few months later, she has all these crazy, weird certifications and whatnot. So if she puts a resume in somewhere, she just kind of floats to the top of the list. Well, she got her gig here in Nashville, and we had our first place here in Nashville. Crazy.
That's
She
awesome, man.
started your music career.
Yeah, she still starts my music career.
Default, you got anything? Hey, for you guys who are just joining us here, we're coming down to the end of the show real quick, but we're interviewing Mr. Ben Miller here, talking about his music, his life, his wife, and everything in between. So make sure you give him a follow. This has been very, very interesting.
Literally
Thank you, Ben.
everything in
Appreciate
between.
that. Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate
absolutely
that.
welcome. Sorry, I think I rambled quite a bit there, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, it's usually better than having people who are like, no, yes,
Sure.
I don't remember. And you're like, all right, well,
Yeah,
let me get
that's
more out
very
of it.
fair.
So I appreciate the conversation. I like hearing more of your perspective than stuff that's prompted out of you.
Sure. Hey, you want to hear something funny?
No, go ahead, default.
That
I'm kidding. I'm
no,
kidding. No, go ahead.
not at all. Don't make me put the mask back on. You don't want
Oh,
that guy to come back out.
Sir Chonks a lot.
That's right.
Right now, tell me
Um,
what's funny. Tell me something funny.
every time that I've played on the Today Show, I've played the Today Show theme somewhere in the song that I'm playing. You know the bong bong bong.
Yeah,
I find
really.
somewhere. Oh yeah, absolutely. The most prevalent ones were the one with Jamie Lynn. I asked the guy if I could do it. I said, "Hey, can I do this at the end of the song, like this?" And I said, "It's your call tag, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, hold on, let me get approval on that. Can you do this? Da, 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 da. Yeah, go ahead and do this." I was like, "Okay, fine." Well, that kind of started it, and so every time I've ever done that, I've figured out some way to put bong
To
bong
sneak
bong.
into a song, that is great.
Oh yeah,
That's great.
if you watch us playing, there was this girl by Riley Green on the Today Show. The first time he ever did it, right there in the bridge, he's like, "Should know better, no, 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 bong, bong, bong," and it, dude, it's clear as day. It's so crystal clear. And I always thought
That's
that was really
good.
funny.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I
Hiding
love
shit
the
like that
Easter
music.
eggs. I like them.
Yeah.
That's great. So
There's a lot of them.
your musical talent, it's impressive seems like a too small of a word, but pick, like the dobro to learn it in like 3 days. That's bananas. Do any of your children have any musical talent, or is this just something that struck you?
We'll see. I mean, Maverick really likes to hit his brother a lot, so and he seems to gravitate towards the drums. Actually, he just likes to hit people in general. So we'll see. It's either going to be UFC or drums. Mason, they're growing up at a house that, I mean, I have 30 guitars in this room with me right now, so they kind of think it's normal. You know, I grew up in a house where we'd only had a piano, and my mom would play like "My Heart Will Go On" and like "In Sync." You know, like this. It wasn't like a musical household, so they're growing up with it, feeling like it's like everybody does this. You know what I mean?
So it's
So
just
we'll
normal to
see.
them. They don't know any different.
That's
It's
right.
all, it's better to have that than to have kids trying to find something, find a talent. At least
Oh
you
yeah.
got something there to provide for them. It's awesome. Good, Frank.
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Is there anybody like are you done with signing talent, or is there anybody on the radar that you want to talk about, or is there anything that you're looking to do next or sign? Or are you
You know,
full? Like, are you going to
I
hire Enoch and I as the next Dan and Shay?
No,
Okay. He's like, no, absolutely not.
no, not at all.
Um, yeah, I always, when I started CMG, I always wanted it to be more of like a family anyway. You know, it's like they're going to be talented people. You know, that kind of goes without saying. And we know how to produce a record. We know how to make it sound good, how to pull a performance out, yada yada yada. But it's the people that I really care about. You know, the like Caleb. You know, every time I hang up the phone with him, I say, "Hey, I love you, bro." And he's like, I love you too, man. I mean, it's almost like I'm talking to either a brother or a sibling, or like he's talking to his like other dad or an uncle or something like that. You know, and there's like the artists that there's a lot of them that I say that to. I see it being a very successful thing one day. You know, we just need a little hit. We need a little break. And once that starts, you know, we're privately funded. You know, we've got a little bankroll, but trying to figure out where to spend that money and what to spend it on, how long to spend it for, you know, and I get little trickles from Kentucky. So I see it becoming a much bigger thing, and I definitely want, more people involved. You know, I would love to, but I got to have the money for it first. You know, I'm never going to come to somebody empty-handed and say like, "Hey, sign with me." And it's like, well, what do you got? Handshake and
Yeah,
fart jokes.
and pat on the shoulder. Let's do this.
Right.
Let's do this. It'll be great. Well, Ben, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. I enjoyed you telling your stories and telling us about what made you who you are. I think when a lot of
Sure,
people
man.
hear about musicians and, for instance, producers and stuff, they don't see behind the curtain. They don't see the real man there, the real person behind there, and that they're just people who are trying to work, just trying to make it happen. And
Sure.
it's super admirable, man. I'm a fan of yours now. I didn't know you from a hole in the wall. You made the intro for me for Engage the Chaos, and I will be forever grateful for that. But
That was a fun night.
I am a fan of yours. I really am now a fan of yours, and I hope you get a lot of success going forward. And if you ever have a musician that you want to have come have a conversation with us and stuff, maybe give them a little more visibility, because I hope to grow this platform. Then send them my way. We'll talk to them. We'll do the same thing. Have
I'm
a
sure I'm sure
conversation
you
with
will
them.
grow the platform, man. I like how you're no bullshit and you don't beat around any bushes, man. I really respect that.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's what it's
Everyone,
gonna
this is
take,
Ben
man.
Miller. Give him a follow. Give him a follow, guys. Give him a follow, please. Make sure you support him. Support his artists. Is there a website anybody can check you out on, or your company on, or come seek you if they've got somebody who's talented?
No, it's just all all social media, so Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. CMG Nashville Catalyst Music Group, and then my own personal pages,
Give
and then
him a
of course
follow on all
Caleb
this.
Shirley.
Caleb Shirley. Give him a follow also, guys. Thank you very much, Ben. We appreciate you. We're going to go cause some problems now in the debaucherous channels. Have a
Yes,
wonderful,
please do.
wonderful night. Shout out to my man Freight here for helping me out. And Default, the trustiest of all steeds. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Go out there
Bye.
and be safe.